5, 4, 3, 2, and high five, opening up the doors to this inclusive cultural webinar. Moving people. Everybody and welcome. The music is supposed to be here, yes. Hello there and welcome to our today's diversity party. Hi there. Get your seat in the first row and enjoy a little bit of the music and get moving. This is a very global event. So let us know, what time is it where you are connecting from? At the bottom, you have the chat window, and let us know what time is it where you are connecting from. Oh wow, a very international group. Welcome to everybody. Well, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. we have everything there. Fantastic. 7 a.m. Wow. Good morning and good afternoon, good evening to everybody. Last time we're opening up the hands, and one quick request as well. So we are very international, and today's event is also about getting to know each other better. And therefore, we would like to invite you to change your name and add the country where you are connecting from. So how do you do that? For example, if you go on the right click on your own image, on your own name in the Zoom here, you can click on the last option and it is rename. And in my case, I will rename myself Barbara and Austria. So everybody renaming him, herself, please putting the country after the name, So right click on your own name or on your picture that you see here. Right click on it and add, oh wow, I see UK, I have US. We see again Spain there, USA, Texas, fantastic, Madrid. Wow, fantastic. So please continue to change your name also, NG and Alejandro, Iram, Hala, JM, fantastic. Please add Andrea as well, add your country after your name. Alejandro, you can do that by renaming yourself. I'll do that now for you, and add Spain after your name. Fantastic.
Where our earphones are entering and living, because
thank you very much, everybody, for being on time. So today's diversity party has started, but we also want to let you know how you can have the best experience in Zoom. We do know that you're connecting on several different platforms, but on Zoom, it is good to know that if you go on the right upper corner here in this black Zoom window, you have the gallery view. And the gallery view helps you to see like everybody here who is attending this meeting, all of the 40 participants. So check out in the right upper corner, you have the view and you can opt for the gallery view. That will help you to have a good experience today. And also I do see many of you already opted for the camera, which is fantastic because we would like to create, of course, this feeling of closeness, even though we're at a distance. And I see this amazingly international crowd. So if it's possible for also the others who are connecting there from far away to switch on the cameras and be on camera, we would be very thankful. Thank you very much for being with us. And also now we're going to jump directly into the topic. Anna, what do you think?
Very happy to be here also, and welcome everyone. As Barbara said, this is a party, and there's a very famous quote from Werner Meyers from Netflix, who once said that diversity is like a party. It's being invited to the party, and like, let's wait for it. And then we see the quote exactly. So diversity is being invited to a party, welcome everyone, and inclusion is being asked to dance. So we already have asked you to dance with us. Thank you very much for everyone who did it. And we also would like to create this safety space by switching on your cameras. If you can do it, it would be lovely to see it. You can see we can create this closeness at a distance, even when cameras are on. She said diversity is being invited to a party and inclusion is being asked to dance. And someone from Adeco Spain added, equity is when they remember to play your favorite song, and belonging is being able to dance like nobody's watching you. So I hope you had the opportunity to dance as nobody's watching you. That even if you can't do it now, I hope you can do it in the middle of the party, okay? Because we are going to have more opportunities to dance, okay? So let's stay with the metaphor and let's enjoy the party. We wanted to clarify a little bit the two concepts of equality and equity, because people normally confuse them. So look at these two pictures, the expression of equality and equity. If we are all equal, we get the same tool to get to obtain our goal, to go to the meta, but maybe we don't need the same tool. We just need the right tool to get there. We have different needs and we need different tools. So I hope you like this image and the explanation, the difference between equality and equity. So we are different. And we are different in different dimensions. So this demographic diversity. When you look now at the room, so what kind of diversity can you see? Use the chat to tell us what are the different diversities you can observe. Is it age? Is it gender? Physical or mental ability? Different sexual orientations, personality, race, or ethnicity? Some things you can observe at the very first look. Some things you cannot see. But diversity is much more than only this demographic diversity. There's also this layer of external diversity, the place where we are located, also the incomes we have, the salary we've received, it also make us different and give us different opportunities. We have different hobbies, different skills and competences. Our family situation is very different. Our work experience is different. We look different. Educational background is something what is different for us. So all these things make us unique and different. And sometimes we are also being put in the boxes, and then we received some labels and we are stereotyped by the different categories. We have, of course, less or more privileges depending on the group we belong to. On the organizational dimensions, you can see we have different seniority level. Some of us belong to a union, some not. There are different unions probably. You work in different departments, different fields also, have different management status. All this is diversity. So diversity goes beyond gender, beyond age. It's much more complex. So this is what we are going to also celebrate today, this different kind of diversity we have in the group, and we are going to explore our diversity by playing a game. Barbara, Should I explain the rules?
Absolutely. No, we are going to have a short breakout room activity with you so that you also play a game, but also get to know each other better. And in the background now, as we know now where you're connecting from, because you all have your country in the name, we created hyper diverse based on your country of origin or connection from. We created hyper diverse breakout rooms now for you. What are we going to do? We are celebrating diversity and exploring diversity through a game-based approach. In each room, you will have a moderator. You will recognize the moderator also here in the main room because we all have sort of some virtual effect around our window, but also they are called mod. M-O-D are the moderators that are joining us today. And the moderators will be guiding you through the session, will be moderating the discussion in the breakout rooms. There are different kinds of those diversity cards that we are using. And in each card, we will ask you to read through it. Then by one of the team members will answer it and always following the alphabetical order. And depending on the card, you might choose an answer, you might discuss an answer, which you will subsequently doing in the team as well. And diversity is a game that I'm pretty sure you will love it. It's a very fantastic game to start a conversation when it comes to diversity and inclusion. And this is what we're going today. So the breakout rooms are already prepared. I do see that the DJ is already giving you some music because sometimes the room or the way into the virtual breakout room can be slightly longer, right? So this is when I have the signal, the rooms are ready, the music is there, and I hope you are ready for it as well. So give me a quick sign. Ready for the breakout room experience? Good. Okay, fantastic. So I would like to ask you, be mindful in the small group as well. Sometimes it's much easier to discuss when you have the camera on. So be mindful and see if you have the possibility to switch on the cameras. If so, please do that. And we will see you back in 15 minutes. We're going to let you know some time management issues there. And with that, I'm opening the rooms. DJ, the music is here. Hello there. Welcome back, everybody. Good. We always see those faces when coming back from the breakout rooms. Not enough time, right? And it's like, dear God, and she stopped us right in the conversation, the discussion. Aye. Welcome back to the main room, and thank you so much for the active participation in the breakout rooms. Let me ask you now very quickly to debrief a little bit what was happening about the game diversity. So I'm just going to pick a few of you and ask you what happened in your room and to understand a little bit better what was the discussion about, and also maybe a quick learning. So let's just see. Mackenzie Foster, you were in room number 6, and I know that you entered a little bit later. Mackenzie, can you hear me, and is your mic working?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mackenzie. So how was it for you? Because you also entered later the breakout room, right?
Yes. So I missed the beginning of the breakout room, but it is interesting to see some of the statistics pop up, like that we make 90% of our decisions professionally, personally, etc., without thinking about it at all.
Okay.
Kind of alarming almost, actually.
It is alarming, absolutely right. And Mackenzie, how was it for you? Because I'm just thinking that you came back later to the group, but the group already had a few seconds or maybe 1-2 minutes to get to know each other. How was it for you being included to the group a little bit later?
Oh, it was great. Everyone's so wonderful that works for our group of companies. So no, it was wonderful.
Fantastic, because this is also sometimes happening, right? The group is formed, a team is formed, and somebody joins in later, and we need to think about how to onboard also those in a virtual context or in an in-presence context who join later if the team is already established. Thanks so much, Mackenzie, for sharing. I'm going to ask Javier Jimenez, I see you there. Javier, how was it for you, the discussions in the breakout room in your small group?
Well, it was very good conversation between really. I didn't know everybody in this group, and this was very interesting. And then I'm funny this group.
And
what was very surprised the result of it as well is there were a great surprise for everybody, I think so. Then,
Thank you so much for sharing that, Javier. Fantastic. And I saw some of the colleagues also nodding now. Amazing. And a last count I'm going to ask there. And now we're traveling back to USA. Saeed from Virginia, you're connecting there. Saeed, can I ask you a little bit about how was it in your breakout room? One learning, one surprise.
It was pretty interesting experience. Some of the questions that were asked, I wasn't really expecting them, and I was kind of surprised by the answer. So it's pretty unique experience and getting to know everybody.
And also, yeah, because I think particularly considering an international outreach or an international organization, it's always good also that in this event, we talk, we discuss, but also we get to know each other better. And this is also why we prepared another quick activity for you a little bit later. But now I would love to move on, and I will do a quick puzzle or sort of a puzzle with you, a game. And I'm going to ask you a question. And I would like you now to be prepared because I want you to have the fingers on the keyboard, and I'm going to ask you to type in a number, okay? So wait, let me see. Everybody's prepared there? Fingers are ready? Yeah, good. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. I'm going to share with you the screen now, and I'm going to share with you and show you an image with a question. And what I would love to know is now, let me know in the chat. Give me a number. How many triangles do you see? How many triangles can you see in the chat? Just a quick number. In the chat. Thanks, Javier. I see your hands. Go ahead. Type it into the chat, please. Into the chat, everybody. How many triangles do we see? Okay, I see a lot of numbers floating in there. And we have almost everything so far, from 2 to 8 is the highest number, right? 12, oh, there it is, 12, 11. Okay, thank you very, very much for your quick interaction, also for quickly noting what you're seeing there. So think about that now in this way. If you think about the definition of a triangle are 3 lines that come together at the points, right? At the ends. And if you think about that, it would be, we don't see any triangle because everything was interrupted. All the lines were interrupted. But if we usually do this exercise to become aware that what we see depends a lot on also on us and how we define things. And in this case, for example, the triangles, usually we get numbers from 2, 8, or 11. That's what usually participants see. And this is an example, again, just to say that very often things are not the way we think they are. But what is happening? The human brain, sometimes we need those cognitive shortcuts. Why? To make us or to help us make decisions. Shortcuts that can lead, but they lead to implicit or unconscious bias. And that is one of the problems and one of the challenges. The human brain can process 11 million bits of information every second. But, and now there comes the point, our conscious minds can only handle 40 to 50 bits of information a second. And this is also why we need to be able to react fast and quick. And this is also what our fast brain is doing. One of the 2 types of our brain, the fast brain, is doing. We are reacting if we need to very quickly. But this is where the problem lies, because the fast brain very often is taking upon automatically and quickly with little effort and sometimes no sense of voluntary control generated data. And this is the problem of our system 1. And then we have also system 2 in our brain. And this is what is important to understand, because system 1 very often creates bias. And bias, if we rely on biases, we also have a problem and a challenge with inclusion and diversity in our organizations. Why? Because implicit bias in the workplace can be a barrier, so that it not only prevents people from different countries to work together, but also work together effectively, but also a barrier to creativity, for example. And that is why we need to be aware how our brain works. And very often, if we do these examples and we ask somebody to take a quick decision, very often this relies on our system one. So again, system one, we have Daniel Kahneman is describing it in his book. System one relies on quick decisions and automatic processes, while system two in our brain, and it's not like that they are separated the way I'm describing it now in my head, right? But system two is the brain that creates more effort, it's more reflective, but it is something that we use, for example, with a difficult mathematical task. But in quick daily decisions, usually very often our system one kicks in, system one that can create bias and exclusion in our organizations. That is why we need to be so aware. Diversity is a possibility to reflect on realities and reflect also on different statistics, different stories that we are sharing. And with that, we definitely have to go back to play and see how diversity is going and what other questions and stories we have there. Would you like to share something about cognitive biases in the chat? I have there, I see a few comments there in the chat of enjoying. Thank you very much. All good, Mohammed. We are going to go into another session so that you can reflect on more aspects of diversity. Anna already prepared the breakout rooms. I see that we are having the rooms ready. The DJ is going to share some music so that you have some sort of accompanying music for the virtual trip. And with that, Anna, you're opening up the rooms, right?
Exactly. Have a great trip into the rooms.
Hola, música. Hola, Maria. Hello, Maria. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hello. Welcome back, everybody. Hello.
Hello. Hello, hello, hello. So good to see you back. And there are much more people with cameras. Yeah, so I have a question. The DJ doesn't want to stop playing the music. So I have a very important question for you. And please use the chat box. Please use the chat box and respond to the question. Do you think, yes or no, we learn from experience? Do you think we learn from experience, yes or not? Do we learn from experience, yes or not? Okay. So many yes. So I have a message for you. Unfortunately, we don't learn from experience.
Only.
Only. Raquel, I saw your face. I saw your face. We don't learn from experience only. We learn from the reflection on the experience. If we don't create the space to reflect on our experiences, we are not going to learn anything. Think about your past, relationships, for example, this, in the personal life, how many times you made the same mistake, for example, but also in the work context, how many times you did the same, you repeated the experience, because probably there was not enough space created to reflect on the experience. So this is the message. I think that Raquel still doesn't believe me completely, or maybe she's processing the idea, but let's create the brief space for sharing the reflection a little bit. How was the experience in the breakout rooms? Not only what you have learned from the cards, but also what you have learned in the very little time about the process. What have you observed within your group? So you were quite intercultural groups, how different you are. If you want, you can raise your hand and open your mic and share. It would be lovely to hear some voices. So, who would like to share? What have you learned from this brief experience? Responding to questions with people from different countries. Mark, can you please open your mic and share more about what you've heard?
Yeah,
Hi.
I'm Mark Siegel. I'm a research and innovation engineer in Austin. I really think different perspectives allow for different ideas to foster and us to work more efficiently and effectively. And I think a lot of the Q&A and some of the questions that were posed justifies my reasoning in that regard.
It's so good. I think it had to be my intuition that I ask you, not only because you put it in the chat, but you are the best example and you can prove it that diversity is a source of innovation, right? But
100%.
Thank you very much. But probably we need something. So do you think diversity is enough or we need something else to make this diversity work?
Connections and an inclusive work culture to allow diversity to flourish. So I'm really grateful we're doing this.
Thank you very much. Are you part of a D&I team?
No, but I can be.
Yeah, so Nuria, can you see this man? So just, get in touch afterwards. Exactly. We need psychological safety space. We need inclusion. We need to be authentic and ourselves. And just, this is how diversity and inclusion makes innovation. So, one other sentence, and then we go to the last activity. So who would like to share? Another reflection. So Mark said this, how do you say this? Bar quite high, but in this.
That's not true.
I see a lot of high performing leaders or people here at Ferrovial across the world. So what have you learned from this experience? Maybe not only from the last breakout room, but from the whole experience today. Julia, you opened your mic. Thank you.
Yes, I think, having these types of interactions helps us or reminds us of how important it is for us to stop, think, and reflect. Maybe before drawing conclusions or, speaking out in a group. That's not to say that we shouldn't have a safe environment like Mark mentioned, but in order to make that environment safe, we sometimes need to stop and think and reflect before we speak.
Thank you very much, Julia. Thanks a lot. So, Barbara, how would we like to finish our party today?
Well, I think we have already some very great learnings. We want to give you now like 30 more seconds to think about a learning. But why? Because as Anna was saying, we learn through experience, yes, but only if we also continue to reflect on it. That is why for us, it is super important before we leave, 30 seconds on reflection again. One learning or two learnings or three learnings, or how many you have. And we are going to ask you to put the information about the learnings into a word cloud. So I'm sharing with you now a QR code. And I would like to invite you to take out your cell phone and direct your camera towards the QR code. And I will be sharing also immediately in the chat the link to this word cloud. It's going to be a word cloud and you can leave there your learnings. While you are connecting, I'll stop talking and give you 30 seconds to think without me interrupting you.
Okay, we have some responses in the chat box.
And I see the word cloud is moving
Let's give you some more time. We have already 16, 17, 18 participants. Take some time, and then we're going to share with you what is on there.
Could you put that QR code up again?
Of course. I'm going to, I just need a second because I just closed it down in this right minute. It's coming. And here it is. The QR code is here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I stop sharing now. We give you some time. We're at the end. We're super good in time as well. And this is also something we want to sort of establish as a routine. Very good. Very often it's so important that we don't leave a session without reflecting on what we have learned. This also helps you to transfer what we were discussing and of course reflect upon the experience that you were having. And with that, I'm going to share now the word cloud with you so that we see a little bit what are your learnings. And here we go. I see a fantastic picture. And it looks just very diverse and fresh. So Anna, let's go through that. Diversity in the middle, teamwork, take time to reflect. Exactly. Brain one, system two, super important to keep that in mind, that our brain tricks us, that we are not able to take that many informations on a second basis, right? Or on the basis, whatever we're talking about. Sharing is powerful. Anna.
Exactly. This is what attracted my attention. Yeah, I strongly believe that sharing is the new learning and sharing is caring. So there are my favorite hashtags. Use this hashtag. When you use the hashtags, you will see a lot of interesting information on LinkedIn. For example, if you're using LinkedIn, you put sharing is the new learning and you will find a lot of creative information, innovative things. So yeah, thank you for this. And ideas based on knowledge, assumptions, hard relations, definitely. Diversity is important, inclusion is even more important. And it was our huge pleasure to spend this 1 hour with you. It went like super fast. I can't believe that we really spent 1 hour. So yeah, thank you very much. Enjoy diversity of your organization, be more inclusive, connect across cultures. You have now the opportunity to connect. So put your LinkedIn, if you want, LinkedIn profiles in the chat box, connect with people from different countries. Of course, follow Intercultures on LinkedIn. You will see in a few days, probably tomorrow, a post of us, and we hope to stay with you in the adventure or journey to diversity and inclusion. So thank you very much to all, and we end with the music, right?
Absolutely. We end with the music because we do know that music also brings us in a perfect mood. So enjoy the last moment here. DJ is putting the music. And don't forget, as Verna Myers is saying, diversity is being invited to the party, but inclusion is being invited to dance. We don't go for the long version of the quote, but with this one, we're ending and we're inviting you to dance and be part of this diversity inclusion party. Thank you very much. A big applause also to every one of you. A big applause. And enjoy the last seconds of music.
And switch your camera on, we are taking pictures.
Thank you.